Welcome to Michael's Mailbox. Hey everyone, it's Joe and
Michael
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au. It's Michael's Mailbox.
It is.
We're going to start with Michael's Mailbox about Michael's Mailbox last week.
We can do that one first,
Let's do that, why not?
So what we do is we just go through some comments that have come in online, pick them at random. Usually some of the ones that take a bit more of an explanation or has been asked a few times. So we'll just cover a few of those, and we're going to start with the last week's mailbox. So a few people have commented that they're happy that we're getting more Queen's Beasts in. We are. September-ish. They should be arriving, so both the silver and the gold, which will be fantastic. A few more comments about my knife habit. Oh, my knife habit. So, we made a comment about knives. I should take this opportunity. We've had 2 knives presented to us.
Cool.
So people are obviously thinking that I'm not sure if they're thinking I'm more trustworthy or I'm not more trustworthy and they want me to get something decent.
This knife habit thing is how you tend to almost cut yourself every single time.
I just...
Occupational health and safety.
Luke Farley, I'm responding to. So he says, beautiful thing about retractable blades is that they retract. So, yeah, okay, fair comment. But this is one that one of our customers gave us. And this one is actually it's been imported from Italy.
All right, I'll focus on that. That's cool.
So handcrafted in Italy.
That's beautiful.
So it's a very sharp knife and it's fantastic. It's really light. At the other end of the this is beautiful. It really is. It feels great in your hand. So there's that knife.
So we're wanting to trust you with sharper knives? Is that what we're saying?
Blunt knives are the ones that cut you.
That's true, actually.
At the other end of the spectrum, we got presented with this beauty. Now, this one is handmade in Australia.
All right,
it's actually made by a local.
Now, can you push in a little bit further and we're going to get that. Look at that.
So he's actually made this the whole lot by hand himself.
I'm focusing on the logo right there.
He's had it inscribed on both sides. It'll be upside down on this side.
Yep.
Because I've got the knife upside down.
Yep.
But he's
Bullion
also...
Now, look at that. And that says, it's an epic unboxing. So cool. So cool.
You're going to see us using these 2 knives with our epic unboxings from now on. Yep. And I love the difference between them. The rawness of this.
Yep.
And I hope I'm not being insulting, but the refinement of this one.
Yes, yeah.
It's the chalk and cheese, and it's just beautiful.
Yep.
And I'm absolutely over the moon. So thank you very much.
Yes.
I haven't got permission to mention this person's name, so I won't. And Tom is the guy that handmade this one, and he's done an incredible job, and they are beautiful.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Anonymous.
Yes.
Appreciate it. But having said, if Anonymous is watching, we really, really appreciate Anonymous.
Yeah, over the moon.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I love them. I think they're fantastic.
Yep.
So stand by for those.
Cool.
We'll see if we can do a bit of damage with them.
Don't say that, mate. Don't say that.
We've got Bo Bundy 007. Just to let all people back late last year when I knew nothing, I ordered 2 silver items and paid. PayPal combined the post and sent me the $17.80 in cash with the order. Yeah, good. So we don't get it right 100% of the time, but quite often if people order multiple items on different days and pay shipping on 2 different things, if we can combine them, we'll refund the shipping. Doesn't always work, but we try where we can. So it's good that it worked in this case. So your videos, this is from Tyler Parker, your videos are informative, and as an American I love seeing all the coins from down under. It's one of the reasons we put it out there is some of the Australian coins don't get enough airplay around the world, and some of them are just beautiful. You can, I didn't know this, Roy Langdon, you can get an 11 coin case for the Queen's Beast now.
Oh,
so,
really?
There you go, keep an eye out for that. I wasn't aware of it.
Cool.
Skimming through, great question answers. My concerns are the gold-plated gilded coins. Okay, this is from Richard Overton. My concerns are coins are the gold-plated gilded coins that seem about more and more a private seller trying to flog them off as all gold. No, I'm not sure I'm understanding this one. Even a lot of silver seems silver plated with whatever base metal copper. Yeah, okay. I think what he's leading to is people can be easily fooled by how they're presented. You need to be aware with things like gilded coins particularly. They are not necessarily pure silver base, but in most cases they are. And then they'll advertise it as 4/9 gold over the top. The gold is spray painted on. Do not pay extra for the gold. It is such a fine layer that even if you could manage to scrape it off in the refining process, you'd lose it in evaporation anyway. So don't pay extra for the gilding. But having said that, the gilding looks fantastic. It really can bring out, if it's applied correctly, it can bring out the detail. And just as a teaser on that, look out for Perth Mint's release. They're doing a gilded release, and I can't say any more next month. And it is, I saw the designs yesterday. It's beautiful. It really is a nice coin. So keep your eyes out for that. Discussion with Matt on Perth Mint Chinese myths and legends. Okay, we'll try and include some of that today. I'll try and remember to cut and paste this question. This is from Kurjan and Urbano, and about some of the more high-end Perth Mint products. So I'll see if we'll do the live feed probably after this is released. before this is released.
It'll be after, I think.
So are you going to release this morning?
I'll release this ASAP, yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned for the live stream that we're going to do this afternoon at 2:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time on Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's probably something in that. But Murray, Kathy, I just tried to post this on your live stream. Okay, couldn't get the post there for some reason. That's okay. I have the 1, 2 and 5 ounce ox. I have a lot of 1 ounce silver lying around the joint, and heard you say a week or so ago that you thought platinum was probably the most underrated precious metal. I personally believe that, but please don't take that as investment advice. Go and do your own research on it. To reduce weight, I was thinking about updating to some platinum. Can you tell me approximately how many silver coins you need for 1 ounce of platinum? That one's fairly simple. If you go to someone like Kitco, and I'm just booting it up now so I can give you a live answer, it will give you a ratio on Kitco. Unfortunately, the ratio will be compared to gold. So at the moment, it's 1.73 ounces of platinum to every ounce of gold. But we can do that conversion because there's 73.5 ounces of silver. So you're going to find that 73.5 ounces of silver will get you 1.73 ounces of platinum in a ratio swap.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If I couldn't have complicated that anymore, I would have tried. So a few good questions on there, and actually a couple of good questions we'll bring up on the live stream this afternoon. Sorry about that, got interrupted on that one. We'll keep it going now. So lockdown 6, the video on that. So some really great encouraging words on that video in the comments, and we really appreciate it. I'm not going to read too many of the comments out because some of them start leading towards a political statement, and we're not doing that on this channel. But just know that Bullion Now and all of us here really appreciate the support that people are showing, and also the support that people are showing for the people up north of us, so up into New South Wales and up through Queensland. We're all doing it pretty tough with what's going on, so thank you very much for that, and we'll probably leave it there, I think. Our live in lockdown. Gertrude Perkins. A limited vintage coin would be the USA 1933 Golden Eagle. Most were melted down during the gold confiscation. One of the coins that survived recently sold at auction for several £1 million. Absolutely, those ones are red hot. We don't actually, in Australia, we don't have a comparison that I could come up with off the top of my head. Our normally considered rarest coin is the 1930 penny that we talk about frequently. But you're right, if you can get hold of a 33 Eagle, mate, they are worth a lot of money. I'm going to be very careful with this. I don't want to go too far down the line so I don't get smacked by any of the big boys. But a comment on the Perth Mint bars rubbing in transit. Would you use polish to polish it out, or is that a bad idea? I wouldn't. I know some guys do because they like that shiny finish. If that's you, there's no reason that you can't. But I would suggest that it's a waste of time because at the end of the day, it's an industrial block. And you also have the potential of contamination or of actually removing some of the silver. because most polishing actually removes the fine surface. So I would say just leave it in there and accept it is what it is. But if you really, really, really want to polish it, that's your call.
I'd be interested to know what the XRF would show up on a polished bar.
It may, if it was just being polished and not wiped down properly, it may confuse it slightly, but I don't think longer term it would have any major impact with it. So I knew someone was going to ping me on this. I didn't know how much gold there was in the world. So apparently, according to Luke Taylor, with underground reserves, there are 7,844,844. Sorry, I'll start that again. 7,844,844,000 troy ounces of gold, and there are currently 7,884,379,062 humans. Although that's probably changed since he posted that 6 days ago. So it's just under 1 ounce of gold per person.
Pretty cool.
Until the next meteorite hits us, and then we get more gold. The name of the safe I couldn't remember. Nathan Schumacher has pinged me on it. It's the CMI safe. That's the other one that's a really top-notch safe. And I believe they're Australian as well. Okay, what else have we got here? The 50-year-old silver bar. Geez, that's a nice bar.
This has done really well so far. Only released Wednesday, I think it was.
Oh, Wednesday. Yeah, okay. So a lot of good comments.
How much did we drool over that thing? It was so good.
It's
beautiful bar.
There's been a few queries. I don't know if it's been sold, but there's been a few phone calls about it being, would we sell it and how much and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I have to say I cry a little every time they ask me. But all good. So it looks like a few people actually were pretty happy with it, that liked the video. A few comments about how old people were at that age. The irony, 1971, the year of soft default and when all the money printing began. I used to work, this is from Michael Don't Hurt Me Todd. I used to work at Auckland Airport, and customs had a heavy block about the same size as a silver bar as a doorstop for years that hundreds of people walked past every day, including myself. Then one day somebody realised it was a gold bar that was just dirty.
No way!
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. Apparently it was, as comments further down, where it was all over New Zealand news at the time. There you go.
That's awesome.
Excellent. I haven't seen any for a while, but we went for a period there where we got a number of silver bars returned here, and people had painted them black and were using them as doorstops and things like that. And I've actually used this one before. We have another customer who buys larger bars, and his wife crochets things, and so they can display them around the house. So people think they're just there to hold up the various crochet designs when actually they're concealing the stash underneath.
That is cool.
So a lot of good support on that one. Born in 73. Yeah. Fun fact. The spot price of silver in 71 was between $1.30 and $1.80 USD, so average about $1.54. Spot price of silver today is $23.41 USD.
Big question there is, what is the price of everything else?
Yeah. We really need to do an analysis on pricing things in things other than dollars.
Yes.
Because I would argue it's not things increasing in price, it's dollars that are decreasing in value.
Yeah.
But that's a whole can of worms all on its own. Yeah. Apparently it's called a she shed, not a femdem.
A she shed?
A she shed.
What's this in reference to?
I made the comment about it's a good one for the man cave.
Yeah.
I think I called it a femdem.
Yeah, you said femdem, yeah.
Apparently it's called a she shed.
She shed, okay. He shed... She shed by the
seashore.
Yeah,
that's right. Some people wanting to look at it after lockdown. Speckled Jim, great question. Would the XRF always causes a bit of controversy on the channel, so quite happy to discuss it. Would the XRF be able to scan all the way through that? I would be stunned if it could. I would say it wouldn't. Usually it's reliable down to several hundred micron. Some, I think even the manufacturer says it can go a few millimeters in, but I wouldn't be trusting it. In a bar like this, if I was suspicious of it at all, we would have done, and in fact we did do, but we would have done other non-destructive tests in a worst case scenario, and I specifically wouldn't have done it with this bar, but that's because I know its history. We'd actually do what we call a drill test, where we would actually drill a core sample out of it, and we would XRF right into the middle of it, so you can actually tell all the way down what it's composed of. So,
it seems to be a running theme, comments where people only think we ever use the XRF and that's it, which is just, that's not the case.
No, and I don't think Speckled Jim here is having a go at anyone.
No.
I think it's just a legit question.
Yeah.
And that's certainly the way it was taken. But as I keep saying time and time again, you cannot beat a good operator. Whatever tool he's using, it comes back to a good operator. So you need to make sure that whether you're doing a specific gravity, what's those other test
ultrasonic
things? Ultrasonic. It wasn't the one I was thinking of, but those other Sigma test units and XRF, any of those things, they're only as good as the operator behind them. So make sure you've got a good operator on them. This one's an interesting question. I'm not quite sure if this guy's trolling or not guy. 408 Magenta. Why should I trust this guy? Says who? Who are you? I'm not taking it as trolling. I actually think it's a really good question. You shouldn't trust someone on a video. You shouldn't trust someone on YouTube. You shouldn't trust someone on the internet. You shouldn't just trust someone meeting them down a back alley doing a dodgy deal in the back car park of a McDonald's or something like that. You shouldn't do it. You need to look far deeper. The same as, topically, the XRF is not the only answer, the only reason you check the integrity of a bar. You shouldn't trust, despite my ruggedly handsome good looks on the camera, that doesn't mean that you should trust me, because we've got a YouTube channel and all that sort of stuff. Look at the reputation. Talk to people. Talk to satisfied customers. Talk to dissatisfied customers, because they can take the heat out of their argument, but listen to the facts behind it, and they can tell you some really good stuff about the person, the company, the business that you're dealing with. And that's not just with precious metal, that's with life. So I think it's a great question. I'm not taking it trolling. If I've misunderstood what you're asking, just ask it again and we'll have another crack. Okay, what else have we got on here? The Britannias are back in stock. 13-second quick snap up there. It actually got quite a few hits. I was surprised. Ruben just said, it's got a special name.
It's got a YouTube short.
YouTube short. Let's give one of those a crack. And it was great. Although it seems to be that they missed your singing, Joe.
Everyone misses my singing always. That's the running theme, I think.
It was between that and the fact that there was no B-roll on it, but give us a break. It was 13 seconds.
Well, the YouTube short thing is literally you just point and shoot.
Yeah.
It's akin to a TikTok or an Instagram story or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, the Robin Hood. Geez, that was slightly embarrassing, that one. So, anyone who missed out, we actually accidentally unboxed that first off because we thought they were Britannias in one of our epic unboxings, and then had to quickly scramble around and release a video on the Robin Hood.
Of the silver.
Of the silver.
Yep.
Don't tell anyone this, but the gold has just arrived, so you'll see that appear on the web fairly soon. So beautiful, both the gold and the silver are beautiful coins.
Might there be an unboxing of the gold or
a
showing of the gold first?
Absolutely, there will be, and we will even convince Ruben to do some B-roll for it.
Good old B-roll. Love the B-roll.
Moyo Safi. If I've butchered your name, I apologise. So Michael could be a distant cousin of Robin Hood. The potential's there, but I don't think so.
What's that in reference to?
You questioned the basis of Robin Hood and where it was from, and I made comment that it was actually from around my family home. My father's side of the family spent many a generation in Sherwood Forest, in and around that area.
That's really cool.
So, this is from Wilson 18, getting a really strong deja vu moment here. Yes. Oops. Sorry about that. Lots of beautiful coins. Didn't know Robin Hood was real. I can't guarantee he was real. I can guarantee there is a gravesite for him, that Sherwood Forest exists, that there is a tree in the forest that is considered to be Robin Hood's tree, the big oak tree that he gathered the clan under. I actually haven't seen his birth certificate or anything along those lines, so can't guarantee it, but there is certainly basis to the myth, we'll put it that way.
Okay.
And there's a comment on here, and I'm going to make it, even though I'm technically overstepping the boundary slightly. Roy Cladd's, the new one out very soon, is Maid Marian. I don't know if that's been released yet, but someone else made that comment, not me.
Okay, all right. You're commenting on a comment.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, the other half of that video was the Epic International Silver unboxing. So a lot of support there. Silver Delta really enjoyed these unboxings. And our smiling faces, which is good. The Midnight Gardener, I'm glad we make you smile, mate. That's we try to do that. The Mad Jarrell almost had a heart attack. Thought I'd missed out on the long-awaited 1 kilo Queen's Beast silver coin. Yeah, this one's a hard one. You haven't missed out yet. We haven't received ours yet. We're only getting 70 something of them in stock. So my suggestion, and I'm shooting myself in the foot a little bit, my suggestion is if you see them anywhere and you really want them, grab them, because I'm going to pretty much guarantee that ours are going to sell out like instantaneously. Yeah, beautiful coin, and just the extra size to it allows for that extra detail, and they've done a brilliant job. As much as I'm against the completer coin, it's a great coin. They've done a great job with it.
Okay.
There you go. I didn't know that. I never know how to pronounce your handle, STI Custom.
Well, now notice how when you say it out loud, now you know what it means?
I suspect I know what it means,
Okay.
but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think we're right.
I'm not going to read into that, but his comment, I always wanted a Walking Liberty. Michael sold me my very first one. There you go.
Cool.
I'm very proud of that, mate.
Right.
Thanks for that. You guys cracked me up. I'm glad to do that. It was from the Fox. Keep the videos coming for all of us in lockdown. Yes, again, glad we can be part of the entertainment for it. Just bought some Krugers. Yeah, it was good to have them back in stock. And the Britannias are there. All right. We do still have some Robin Hoods in stock, although we are starting to really run low now. We've already talked about that one. And this is the last one, I suspect. Yes, it is. Unboxing the Giant. So this is where we unboxed the 10 kilo silver ox.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I got to come up with a new word for stunning. It's a beautiful coin. It really was. I love the larger coins because they can actually bring the detail in. This one's a larger coin on steroids, being a 10 kilo silver coin particularly. And in some ways I don't like it in that the design almost gets too big. So the detail starts to break up, not pixelate, but it almost starts to spread out too much. But it brings that wow factor to it. So even though the design starts to lose a little bit, it still has that, are you kidding me, value? Like 10 kilos, it looks like a dinner plate. It's just, So I like it. In case you hadn't joined that together. And it seems that most people did. Amazing, this is from Appleman59. Amazing coin, something that is eye-popping to behold. Thanks for taking the time to upload it and share it. And greetings from Pennsylvania. Mate, one of my favourite states in the US. Love seeing the unboxing. This is from Scarf Vagley. Love seeing the unboxing. If I ever get enough money to buy a 10 kilo coin, I would want it in that wooden box with the screw still in and those Perth Mint straps unbroken. Definitely, and actually we get, if it's pre-sold, which actually this one was, we actually get permission to undo it because we are very aware of the fact that some people don't want it pre-opened prior to them arriving. So just bear in mind if that's your desire, you just let us know, and there's absolutely no way any of us would touch it.
I mean, the default is we wouldn't touch it, we wouldn't open it unless we have that permission from someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or unless it's already...
or it's ours.
Or it's unsold. Yeah.
So just lots of support on that one.
Cool.
So you need to have Armaguard to go shopping with that. I think I'd need more than Armaguard. I need a flipping wheelbarrow. It gets 10 kilos in a small package, feels much heavier than it actually is, and it wears you out really quick. Comment again, Speckled Jim, you made it twice in one thing. $300, that is insanity. We need to do a video on why they price them at these prices, because there's actually method to their madness.
Can you explain for people who don't know what you mean? Okay,
so all coins have a face value. If they don't have a face value, they're called rounds as a rule. I'm massively generalising here, but that's near enough. So in Australia, our face value is denominated in dollars or cents. So these coins, they're from the Perth Mint. They are an Australian coin, so therefore they have an Australian face value currency on them.
Literally worth You could take that into the bank and whatever.
Absolutely. They are legal tender Australian currency, which is why in some of our fakes videos, we start talking about the fact that this is actually counterfeiting currency, like the equivalent of counterfeiting a $20 note in Australia. So quite often with their valuations or their face value bears no relevance at all to the actual intrinsic value of the coin itself. So in this case, it's 10 kilos of silver, which roughly equates, even at spot value, equates to somewhere around about 11 grand. In Australian dollars, it has a face value of 300. So absolutely no relevance to each other. The reason they do it is because it is Australian currency. They are only allowed to issue X number of dollars of Australian currency per annum. So if they made this coin worth $11,000, they would only be able to produce far fewer coins than if they give it a face value of $300. And it's why your 1 ounce kookaburra has a face value of $1. So when they produce 500,000 of them, it only uses up $500,000 of their allocation. Whereas if they actually made it $40 face value, that would use up 20 million, I think. No, 2 million. That would use $2 million worth of their No, 20 million. I was right in the first place.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's get
Well,
it.
if you times it by 40, mate.
500,000. It's been a long day. 20 million.
20 million, okay.
So it would use up 20 million of their allocation, and that's why they bring the face value right down. It's not a reflection of we think it's only worth $1. It's actually, for business reasons, we don't want to have to go back to Australian Federal Parliament to get permission to print more coins.
Aha.
And that's what it comes back to.
Well, do we really need a separate video now?
Probably not.
We possibly might do one,
And I think that's probably enough, unless you've got any particular comments you want me to refer back to.
Not me.
Not you?
Not me.
So assuming this comes out, or you see this before 2:30 on Friday the 13th, Australian Eastern Standard Time, so it's 2:30 in the afternoon, we will be doing a live stream this afternoon. You will see the smiling faces of myself, young Joe, and the incredibly handsome Matt, who's getting a huge following of fanboys, which is great to see. And we've also got some special guests coming in this afternoon, but more on that on the live stream.
All right, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, it's it from me.
And from me too.
We'll see you soon.
See ya.